Hey everyone, today we're going to continue talking about interview questions for front-end development. As usual, we're going to have 2 questions about HTML, 2 about CSS, and 2 about JavaScript. Hit the like button, subscribe not to miss next episodes, and we are starting. Difference between script, script async, and script deferred tags. The script, script async, and script deferred tags in HTML are used to include and execute JavaScript code in a web page, but they have different behaviors regarding how the script is loaded and executed. When you include a script using the regular script tag without any attributes, the browser will pause parsing the HTML, fetch and execute the script, and then resume parsing the HTML. This can potentially delay the rendering of the page because the script must be fully loaded and executed before the browser continues to render the rest of the page. The async attribute indicates that the script should be executed asynchronously. The script will not block HTML parsing, allowing the HTML parsing and script loading to happen simultaneously. The script will execute as soon as it's available, potentially before the entire HTML document is parsed. Use async when the script doesn't rely on the order of execution or doesn't interact heavily with the DOM structure. The defer attribute, like async, allows the script to be loaded asynchronously, but with an important difference. A deferred script will not execute until the HTML parsing is complete. Multiple scripts with defer will execute in the order they appear in the HTML. Use defer when the script relies on the order of execution or needs to manipulate the DOM once it's fully parsed. Explain the difference between the div and span elements in HTML. Div and span are both container elements, but their usage differs. Div is a block-level element, ideal for grouping larger sections of content, creating a new block on the page. On the other hand, span is an inline element, used for applying styles to smaller, specific portions of text without introducing new blocks. Difference between display none and visibility hidden. The display none and visibility hidden CSS properties both hide elements on the web page, but they have distinct differences in terms of how they affect the layout and visibility of the hidden elements. Display none completely hides the element, making it invisible and not taking up any space on the page. It also removes the element from the document flow. Other elements on the page act as if the hidden element doesn't exist. User interactions such as clicking or tabbing treat the element as if it's not present. Visibility hidden hides the element but preserves its space in the layout. The hidden element is invisible, but the space it occupies is still reserved, affecting the layout of surrounding elements. The element still takes space in the layout, and other elements interact with it as if it's visible. User interactions like clicking or tabbing will consider the element as part of the page layout. Pseudo-elements, what are they used for? Pseudo-elements in CSS are special keywords that allow you to style a specific part of an element. They are denoted by a double colon, followed by the name of the pseudo-element. Pseudo-elements enable you to style parts of an element that are not part of the actual HTML content, but are generated by the browser. Here are some commonly used pseudo-elements and their purposes. Before and after. These pseudo-elements allow you to insert content before or after the actual content on an element. They are often used for decorate purposes or to add additional visual elements. Placeholder. This pseudo-element allows you to style the placeholder text in input fields. And selection pseudo-element allows you to style the portion of text that is selected by the user. What is a pure function? A pure function is a fundamental concept in functional programming. It is a function that, given the same input, will always produce the same output and has no side effects. In other words, its behavior is entirely determined by its input parameters, and it does not rely on or modify any external state. Here are the key characteristics of a pure function. The function's output is entirely determined by its input. For the same set of inputs, a pure function will always return the same output. A pure function also does not modify any variables outside its scope, and it does not cause any observable changes in the external world, such as modifying global variables, performing I/O operations, or interacting with the DOM. Pure functions have several advantages, including ease of testing, reasoning, and debugging. They are predictable and can be parallelized, memorized, or cached more effectively. In summary, pure functions are functions with deterministic behavior and no side effects. What is hoisting? Hoisting is a behavior in JavaScript where variable and function declarations are moved to the top of their containing scope during the compilation phase, before the code is executed. This means that you can use variables or call functions even before they are declared in your code. In this example on the screen, the variable x is hoisted to the top of its containing scope, which in this case is the global scope. When you log x before its declaration, it's undefined, because the declaration is hoisted, but the assignment equals 5 hasn't happened yet. Here, important note, let and const will have a reference error if used before declaration. In case with var, it's just going to be undefined. When it comes to functions, the function's hello is hoisted to the top of its containing scope. Therefore, you can call the function even before its declaration in the code. In the example, both a variable x and the function hello are declared. However, there are a key difference. Variable declarations are hosted, but their assignments are not, while declaration of functions are hoisted along with their entire bodies. It's important to know that while the declarations are hoisted, function expressions assigned to a variable, are not hoisted the same way. Function expression will throw an error. Not hoisted is not a function. In the example, the variable not hoisted is hoisted, but the function expression assigned to it is not. Therefore, trying to call not hoisted before its assignment results in error.